What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Did you know that the banks do not consider gold and silver part of your assets, your money? I understand maybe the copper and brass bars, they don't consider that part of your net worth, but gold and silver? How strange. So I didn't know that either. You know, I was trying to get a home loan, basically. And, I'm stretched pretty thin as it is. But I knew I had a rainy day fund. About $6,000 worth of silver, a little bit of gold, copper, and brass. And, you know, they marked it down that I had it, but they said that they couldn't use it. Like, the banks don't care about your metals. And he said in very, very rare cases, he's like, I haven't seen this in a while, though, but in extremely rare cases, they may or may not. They may allow you to go, bring your metals to somewhere and have it appraised. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that you want me to truck over 350 pounds of metals and go have it appraised? And he's like, yeah, maybe. Or maybe you need to sell it. Yeah. And if you sell it, you have to sell it to an actual dealer, and you have to get a written receipt. You cannot do a private sale. You cannot get cash. So cash and metals is essentially frowned upon when it comes to the banks. They do not like it. They want you to have all of your money in their bank. And then when they go belly up, if they go belly up, yeah. So I've been kind of diversifying, and essentially what kind of triggered all of this is my retirement account. My Forex account came down a little bit. I mean, my retirement account obviously has been coming down because the stock market's been going down for a while. And because my retirement account went down a little bit, they're now saying, oh, you don't have enough money to get this loan now. So to avoid having to sell my metals, I had to get a gift from a family member for like $6,000 so that I had enough money to get the loan. Not that I need the money, because I don't need the money. They just want you to have 3 months worth of reserves, 3 months of mortgage payments in reserves before they'll let you move in. Which, yeah, I get it. I get it. Even it could be in wherever, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. One problem at a time, I guess. But essentially, I'll show you. I'm going to do my Forex trades and stuff for the week in a second here. But I want to show you guys something. Now, this is just conspiracy theories and, yeah, who knows. But I started buying these Iraqi dinars. So there's 275,000 Iraqi dinars right here. And then I just got 2 of these $50,000 bills, which, man, they do a much nicer job on their bills than we do. I mean, they've got security features all over this thing. I mean, check these out. It has a little, like, clear window right there. It's got a little horse head that'll appear right here in the right lighting. Yeah, maybe you won't see it. There's a little hologram on the back here. You got the other hologram stripe there. And if you look very closely, there's like these little threads. Yeah, you see the little threads in there? There's another little security mark here. Another little hologram security mark there. And then there's another one right here, which is actually, you can feel it. It has texture. It's like raised. They did quite a nice job. Those would be very difficult to fake. You know what I mean? So I have 375,000 Iraqi dinars, which I probably paid somewhere between $400 and $500 US for these. Probably closer to 400 bucks. So we're gonna go look at the charts right now. Actually, let's go to Google first. So if we just ask Google, right, the Iraqi dinar versus the dollar. If you go back to December 5th of 2003, one Iraqi dinar was worth $3 US and 35 cents. And there's some people that have done a lot of research and know a lot more about this than I do, that have actual people in Iraq on the ground feeding them information. But they're predicting that the next run could be somewhere between $4 and $5. So here's the thing. This is not something that hasn't happened before, right? It's not like a moonshot. Like, it never happened before. The chart, you notice charts kind of hit the same place over and over and over again over time. So this is not something that hasn't been done. That's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? It's happened. So don't say it can't happen, because it's happened, okay? So let's take the 375,000 Iraqi dinars and multiply. Let's just go by whatever the chart says. $3.32. $1.2 million. Obviously, about half of that would be tax. So 600,000. What if it hit $5? 1.8. Almost $1 million at that point. You know what I mean? I wish I could buy more, but you know, I'm not going to invest any more into this. I think this is good enough. But here's the question. You know, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it going to be one of those situations where, yeah, it happened, but now gas is like $600 to fill your tank if you drive a V8, right? And it's like $400 to go to the grocery store and buy a loaf of bread, a box of cereal, and a thing of chicken. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What if you don't have something like this sitting on the sidelines in case something really, really bad happens? You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's jump to the charts. And obviously, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? So I added this to my chart. Unfortunately, this is not something that I can trade in Forex. I wish I could, but they don't allow that. I don't know why. I mean, you should be able to trade any currency you want, but yeah, they don't let you do that. So it's the IQD-USD. So I added it up here at the top. Unfortunately, this chart is a little crazy. So this one doesn't go back to 2003. It only goes back to pretty much the vid. And a little bit before the vid. See, 2009, it was still up here. Dropped more. You know what I mean? And then it kind of came all the way down to .000678. And all through here, this flat bottom here, this is where I have been buying the Iraqi dinar. At pennies. Pennies. And it's, you see how it's been, like, since COVID, it's been flat. Nothing's been happening. It has been completely flat. And then all of a sudden, we got this spike. Maybe they're testing the waters a little bit, and it came flying back down, and then boom, we got another spike up, and now looks like it's sitting there as of right now. But yeah, we'll have to see. But if you look at this on the this is the weekly chart with the trend lines on, we've actually broken above the 200-day moving average. So that is a great sign that potentially, you know, these dinars, man, they could do something. You know, I just saw an article from Europe calling I think it was natural gas. They were saying it's considered green energy for investments. You know what I mean? Because they were forced to not use fossil fuels. The only person they were hurting is themselves. But it seems like we were kind of already going in the right direction, because we started from wood, then we went to coal, then we went to fossil fuels, which was better than coal and wood, and then we have nuclear power, which is the cleanest energy source that we have up until this point, as long as you don't build it near Tornado Alley or, you know, right at the coast. Just be responsible where you build them. Otherwise, you know, they're fairly clean. But now they're saying, well, natural gas is green. You know what I mean? Because I think they're like, oh crap, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. You know, we to do this whole clean energy thing, we actually went back in time, and now we're doing things that are worse for the environment versus just staying on fossil fuels, which was better for the environment than the alternative. But seeing that we're being forced politically, it didn't make any sense. So I think we're going to see a resurgence in these oil-rich nations. And obviously they don't like to drill here, you know what I mean? They don't want to do it in the US. And I hear a lot of talk about the BRICS nations trying to come out with a currency and back it by gold. Iraq is part of these BRICS nations. You know what I mean? So this could be it. Who knows? Who knows? It's a moonshot, but it is what it is. Otherwise, in the retirement portfolio, I was too crypto heavy. I had Mara and Riot. I sold Mara because Riot seems to rally harder when it does. See, 6.46% versus Mara only 2%. So I don't know. Riot seems to be a more popular one, so I held that. I backed a little bit out of crypto, and I put some money in XPXS. So basically, this is like a 3 times triple leverage S&P 500 bear shares. So when the S&P 500 goes down, this goes up. And I hear a lot of talks about, oh my God, we're going to have the worst stock market crash of all time. It's going to be way worse than 2008. If you look at 2008, they actually made it extremely easy for people with horrible credit to buy houses. And if you think about what's going on right now, we have all this inflation. It's like, how has our economy not collapsed yet? How does the banks not collapsed yet? Because people keep buying houses. People are buying houses like crazy. Trust me, I've been out there trying to buy them, and I'm getting slapped around like a rag doll. So it was these people buying these houses that were keeping everything afloat. You know, so this administration came out with the same policies that we were using in 2008. Hey, if you have horrible credit, you can now get a house. You know what I mean? And then what happened in 2008? Chaos. They're trying to keep this economy afloat until the elections. And then after that, we'll see. But I don't think we have anything to worry about until the elections, but I think straight after the elections is when all hell is going to break loose. Because whether Trump gets reelected, they're just going to let the economy collapse and blame it on him. Or if they get back in, well, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They're still in there. But back in 2008, SPXS hit $165,000 per share. And it's now trading at $17. So this thing just came down, 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 and then it smacked its head right on 16, and it bounced, and we got a little bit of a stagger. So it seems like at least there's a little bit of interest now in this, because it hasn't been just crashing. It's like it's kind of trading sideways now. So I waited for this thing to kind of come back down to the 17, 16 area. I bought $500 worth, or $400 and something worth, at $17. So this is what I'm thinking. If all of my retirement stocks crash and take an absolute beating, at least I'll have this as a hedge against insanity, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. I just put, I put 400 and something bucks. If I lose the whole 400 and something bucks, whatever. That's part of investing, right? But if I lose all my other stocks and this thing goes up, I could potentially make a killing. So, who knows? And then obviously the metals, because I think the metals are going to fly. So silver, I don't know. Are we going to get a pullback, or what's going to happen here? Looks like we're in some sort of like running flat here. So I don't know. It looks like we're catching resistance here. Maybe it will come back down. Maybe we get a bounce here. I would say probably not. I think it would probably come a little bit lower, between $22 and $21. And if you're not in silver and we get back down to $22 to $21, this is the pocket right here that I would consider, adding on to the stash. Not financial advice, but this is kind of where I was planning on buying some constitutional. I want some constitutional silver, lower denomination, but I can't buy anything. Not for a little while. I need to get this house thing done. And I am running on razor thin margins. I need to get this Forex account back up too. So I was kind of wrong on GBP JPY. Quite wrong. It didn't stop. And this is what happens, sometimes it looks like a correction, but then it breaks out to the upside. Nope, it's not a correction. That's if this was a corrective structure and we came up into resistance here. I was looking for a big move down. But once it broke to the upside and we broke out of this box, I nipped that and just took the loss and got out. But I was patiently waiting on this guy right here. EuroCAD. So this is a monthly monster right here. Monthly monster. And we had a break. Took out all kinds of swing lows on the monthly chart. Came back up for that retest. I knew it was coming back up. Just waited. I mean, technically, I guess I could have bought because I knew it was going there. But, yeah. Then we came up into the sell zone. And we created a 382 pin bar on the weekly. So as soon as I saw the 382 pin bar on the weekly, and this thing started to retrace back up again for test number 2, I entered this trade on Wednesday night after work. And then Thursday and Friday, we got straight momentum. Straight momentum. I mean, look at the previous candles in comparison to this. This didn't technically close yet. On Sunday, this could look a little bit different. We'll see. But yeah, this candle is not set in stone yet. But basically, I'm looking for a longer term trade. It's just going to be easier for me. But I need to see, that's the thing. It's like, how do you get started in something like that? Because could this just keep going up? Yeah, it could. Right? So, to me, on the chart-wise, it looks good. Because we had a lower high. Bang. We took out many swing lows. Came back up. But we didn't take out any major monthly swing highs, so we're still bearish technically. On zoomed out, we're still bearish, even though it's been bullish lately. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got the retest. So basically what I'm looking for now is I'm just going to watch this. And this little 40,000 unit trade from here to here, I'm up almost $1,000 on this already. I want to see this momentum carry. And I want to see it like do structured damage. I want to see major damage. Like I don't want to see it just barely take out swing lows. I want to see it smash right through them and take out swing lows. Clearly. And if that happens, I'm holding this. Even if this thing corrects back up, because I think it's going to continue to drop. But if we come down to this first area right here, if this thing comes down to here and starts to struggle and stop, I'm out. I'm going to be out. I need to see this momentum carry, and if it does, beautiful. Because this thing could come all the way back down here. You know what I mean? This technically could come all the way back down to this. Oh my God. That would be beautiful. If we come back down to this previous swing low even and just retest it, that's over $6,000. Jeez. But yeah, holding a trade like this from there to there is that's another game mentally. And I don't know if we'll actually get that far down. I don't know. So we'll have to just take this as it comes. But other than that, Aussie USD, I entered this one a little early. But this is a break and retest on the daily. And I think there's two scenarios that could play out here. Either we hold this first retest right here and it rejects, right? Next candle. Or, which I think is the more likely scenario, because we have CPI data coming out on Wednesday, and more than likely that Wednesday's CPI data is going to be the thing that moves the market. So we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right, to waste time. So I think more than likely this is going to correct downwards. And if that's the case, I'm in profit. I'm going to take profit and get out of this and wait for this to push up, because I think we're going to come up and this will be test number 1, test number 2. We'll be taking out this previous last major swing high before the drop. So essentially that's really what I want to go for. Is just have a sell order sitting just slightly above this last high over here, looking for this drop. So that's my plan for this week. EuroCAD, hold and watch. Aussie USD. And if you're not in Aussie USD, maybe you just wait until Wednesday. See where price is right before CPI. And if price is up here close, or somewhere up here close to the swing high but hasn't taken out the swing high yet, then I would say have my sell order just above that swing high ready to go. CPI data comes out, spike, drop, and off to the races. I think this is going to be a major drop. I do think dollar strength is going to come back into the market, at least short term anyway. You know, we're down in this support area. We might get one last little spike down and then, you know, push up, because this was like a move down, and now we might be getting, you know, some sort of pattern here. So I think a move up is likely very soon. So, and GBP USD, this is what I'm watching. I want to get in this long term. All right, we had this move up, flat, move up. Now we're in this expansion, it looks like. I want to start seeing GBP USD come back down. This will be buy zone number 1. If we get GBP USD back down to this zone, I'm going to buy some there. If it bounces from there, great. If not, buy zone number 2. And I'll be buying from these two zones, looking for a long-term hold all the way up. to there on the monthly chart. Minimum. And then we'll see what happens from there. That's definitely going that way, though. So I want to get in long, but it's like one of those things. You got to time it right. You don't want to be too early because then you get run over. It's tough. So, yeah. We shall see. Yeah, that's it. See you later.